The big question, of course, the FTII crackdown. Who is to blame? Who must take responsibility for what has happened in the last 24 hours and indeed over the last 2 months? Om Puri, actor and one of the most prominent alumni of FTII, is joining us. Dilip Tahil, actor, is also joining us. Yash Mishra is FTII student leader. He will join us from Pune in a moment. Sudhanshu Mittal, member of the BJP, and Tom Vadakan, who's been spokesperson of the Congress, is with us at the moment. Om Puri, let me come to you first today. As the one of the most distinguished alumni of FTII, how do you see this playing out? Students being arrested, director saying that he has been held hostage in his room and therefore he had no choice but to file an FIR. Politicians now intervening in this entire conflict. How do you see it? Is this a film institute, or has this become a Mahabharat, as we are calling it, a conflict zone?
Rajiv, I think it's very, very sad. It's been going on for too long. See, the cinema is a very, very significant medium, and it plays a very important role in the society. Whoever sits on that chair must have a substantial knowledge of cinema, and he should be able to inspire the students for creating good values in the society, and make policies which are
Are you saying the first thing is that Gajendra Chauhan should have stepped down as chairperson? Are you saying that is the very minimum? Are you going to blame the students who have held their director hostage? Who do you blame for this conflict, the government or the students?
Well, I think it's not fair to gherao the director, I would say. But as I earlier said, that whoever sits on that chair, must be ideally from the film fraternity.
So Gajendra Chauhan, you believe Gajendra Chauhan doesn't have the stature or doesn't have the quality to be in that chair? That's what you're saying.
Well, let me put it the other way.
Yes.
Let's call 6 or 7 prominent filmmakers of India, like Adur Gopalakrishnan, Shyam Benegal, Govind Nihalani, Prakash Jha, Ketan Mehta, Janu Barua, who are ex-students of the FTII, and let Gajendra Chauhan and the students sit together and question Gajendra Chauhan. If he passes, then fine, he can sit on that chair.
That's an interesting thought. Get the students face to face with Gajendra Chauhan in the presence of eminent film personalities and let the students question Gajendra Chauhan and see if he can pass the test, is what Om Puri is suggesting. But the big question is about what happened last night. Yash Mishra, you're a students leader. Did you forcibly try and lock the director of FTII? Is that true? That you tried to virtually not just gherao him, but lock him in his room?
That's absolutely false and baseless, Rajdeep.
What is the truth?
And that is perhaps the reason why I'm sitting here right now in front of you. We got a bail today from the court.
What is the truth? What happened?
In front of you.
What is the truth? What did you do?
Happening for almost... I'll tell you the details. I'll tell you. So basically, in the evening, we sat with the director, and there were at least 7 senior faculty members sitting there trying to discuss certain things. The faculty members a few days back had written a letter to the director stating that right now the environment is not conducive to conduct an assessment. The director still decides to go ahead with the assessment. He does not consider the academic council. He does not consider that he can discuss this at academic council first. He says, ministry asked me to conduct the assessments and I'll go ahead with it. So students sat down with the director. We were having vada pav and chai, Rajdeep. The director was smiling, laughing, giggling. The entire thing was shot by FTII students, and the footage is not just available with us. It was made available to the court also, because of which we got a bail, and I'm sitting in front of you right now. So it was happening in a very cordial environment until at the end the director decides to tell us that I do not have any answers and I need to leave now. Now, Rajdeep, for the past 70 days, students have been peacefully protesting in the language of art, and the director at the end of 70 days, the ministry did not come down even on humanitarian grounds to speak to us. And the director says, I don't have an answer. We joined our hands, Rajdeep, and asked him, sir, please answer us before you go. It's a question of our lives. You cannot run an institute with force and fear by inducing an assessment which the faculty is opposing. Then when he started walking out, we joined our hands. We were there. The cops were called in.
Yes, I will hold on to that whole issue of assessment and come back to it. Many are saying that many of the students of 2008 have not had their assessments even in 2015, that you have overstayed, not completed your courses. These are the charges being made. I will come back to those charges, but Sudhanshu Mittal, respond to what you are hearing. This is now becoming, as people are saying, a sorry spectacle. I don't want to blame one side or the other, but the government has reduced this to a sorry spectacle. Is this what you want to do? Students being arrested in the middle of the night in this manner? Should the government not be finding a solution? For 2 months, no solution is being found. Why make Gajendra Chauhan such a prestige issue?
Rajdeep, first, I am very dismayed by the stand Mr. Mishra has taken. I have been a student leader. In fact, I was the president of the Delhi University Students' Union. I have been arrested. I have gone to jail, and I proudly said, yes, I did gherav the Vice Chancellor. Yes, there was an illegal restraint. If you do it, own it up, have the courage. Look, law of land has to take, the law of land cannot be defied. We as student leaders were in an era where police entering the campus was sacrilege. That's no more true. This country is now run on law of land. Please don't take law of land in your hands, because you're not competent for that. Secondly,
should the government not be trying to mediate?
Allow me. Allow me. Rajdeep, I've heard Mr. Puri also talking about this. Look, let us decide who's going to choose, who's going to head the institution. When Mr. Om Puri was a student there, did he decide who his chairman would be or who his director would be? I mean, let's not stretch things to an absurd level.
It's not about an absurd level, it's about...
I understand politics of students.
I need to come in
allow
here,
me.
Rajdeep.
Rajdeep, can I just make my summation?
Yes.
Rajdeep, allow me to finish my summation and then let's have somebody. Rajdeep, I have been a student leader myself. What are the parameters of our rights and responsibility as leaders and as students? I understand it much better than probably anybody who's sitting here. So, I understand how politicization takes place in terms of appointments. So I've seen all that spectrum. My humble suggestion is as follows. Whether has anybody given Mr. Gajendra a chance to even perform his duties? I've heard Mr. Om Puri saying, does he pass the test? Let him perform, and if you're dissatisfied, then I could have understood that there's a revolt against what he's doing. The man has not even joined. You are prejudging
so
an issue.
You're saying just a minute, Sudhanshuji, you've had your word. You've made your point. You're saying, just a minute.
I want to answer you.
Just a minute, yes. You're saying don't prejudge. The BJP is saying, spokesperson is saying, don't prejudge Gajendra Chauhan. Now, the fact is the Congress has also prejudged it. Rahul Gandhi has stepped into it. He's calling it a mini emergency. Now, is this simply Rahul Gandhi fishing in troubled waters, hit and run politics? Is Rahul Gandhi telling me that he has a solution to the problems of the students of FTI? This is an institute which has seen 40 strikes in the past. It's not as if it's happened only today. Yes, Gajendra Chauhan is an issue, but what is Rahul Gandhi offering the students, Mr. Tom Vadakan?
Rajdeep, we have heard all the sides. Let me put my point across. It is an undeclared emergency. It's, I repeat, I do it, that you pick up students. I have been a student leader in my state of Kerala. We have had gheravs, we had problems. But nobody is taken up for 14-day judicial custody.
But let's use the word emergency with a little bit of circumspection. Student agitation at FTI cannot be equated to an emergency.
Let me tell you something. Gujarat, when students in the mess burned their mess, it led to the JP movement. It was these same leaders who promoted it. Today they sit on judgment.
You are equating FTI now to Navnirman movement ahead of the emergency of 1975.
Let me talk to you about the background of these people. 70 days they have been peaceful. And who is this director? Handpicked by the INB ministry. For what? He is licensed to kill the movement. He is a gentleman who is sending information to all channels. He is doing a huge He is doing a huge disservice to the information service.
Just a minute.
He is disinformation himself.
Let's not make this a noisy debate.
That was your regime, sir.
No, let's not make this a tutu meme. But Dilip Tahir, the film industry, I've heard today Om Puri, one of the most distinguished FTI alumni, saying it's time to find some solution. Do you believe the time has come for solution, or are we going to get stuck in this tutu meme where the government insists that Gajendra Chauhan, there will be no compromise, and the students say Gajendra Chauhan must go or the strike will continue? Do you see a solution, Dilip?
Well, I'd like to say that obviously a solution is long overdue. But let me come back to the trigger point. It seems that the point that perhaps has triggered this whole issue and brought it to the state it is in now, which is utter chaos, is the Gajendra Chauhan issue. I think Gajendra Chauhan has been dealt with very unfairly. I mean, whatever his status or his so-called body of work may be, I think he should have been given a very fair chance to conduct his activities, and to maybe this would be his niche, maybe it would be his calling. It has no bearing that you're not a successfully commercial actor, that you cannot administer. I can give you examples of people. In fact, the person who wrote the Bible for method actors, Stanislavski, he was not known to be a very famous actor or a very famous film star. Take Lee Strasberg. My point is that I think Gajendra Chauhan has been dealt with very unfairly. I think there's been a lot of prejudice from the people in the sadly from the film industry who should have given him an opportunity to conduct his work.
Can I get Yash to respond?
This has just escalated.
Can I get Yash to respond?
Sorry?
Yash, the charge which is being made is that you have prejudged Gajendra Chauhan from day one.
Yeah.
Both the BJP and now Dilip Tahil are saying you prejudged Gajendra Chauhan out of prejudice.
Right. Yeah. So, one very important point I'd like to make here, Rajdeep, that I find a lot of these arguments very ridiculous, because India is a nation where to be an IAS officer, you need to be a graduate. Every graduate cannot come and claim that because the current bureaucracy is acting the way it is, give me a chance. There's something called as a minimum qualification to be at a certain position. We are talking about a man called Gajendra Chauhan who's never participated in any national, international forum, not a single one till date, on the discourse of cinema in the world. Forget that. And the issue is not Gajendra Chauhan, Rajdeep. Through your channel, I want to clarify this. The BJP and the administration and the ministry stop at Gajendra Chauhan. What about Anekha Ghaisas, who's made 3 films? What about Narendra Pathak, whose only credential is that he was ABVP president? The issue is these people also. And so, the demand the students are making is not just to remove Gajendra Chauhan or anybody in particular. We have nothing against them or their credentials. We respect them a lot. The point is, the students have been asking for a change in process. From the very first day, we are saying that build a robust process so that arguments as ridiculous as my respected people are pointing out could be nullified completely. And let us look at it that for 70 days, Rajdeep, students have been protesting peacefully, Rajdeep. Ministry, even on humanitarian grounds, do not come down to the to this place to speak to us. We've been mature. We've been asking to speak to us. Nobody spoke to us at all.
Can I, Sudhanshu Mittal, before I go to Om Puri for a final word, the fact is, as is being suggested here by Tom Vadakan, as is being suggested by the students, the fact is that there is a serious charge that you are deliberately undermining the institutional's autonomy. You want to somehow or the other populate this FTII with people who are linked to the Sangh Parivar. Is it a Film and Television Institute of India or a Sangh Parivar Institute?
As I said, I would have understood the protest of the students if Gajendra had been given a chance to perform and he had failed.
But look at Gajendra's background.
Mr. Puri,
Sudhanshu Mittal, please look at Gajendra Chauhan's background.
You are talking about a robust system. How suddenly today you were talking about the robust system? The appointment procedure has been in place for the last 40 years in the same way. Sir, I would have appreciated if you had protested then also. And you're talking, the BJP is doing this.
Just
BJP
one question. I want to ask all of them. Please answer this question.
The malafide in your mind in terms of the political connotation you have in terms of this education.
Okay,
look, nobody's a fool and nobody
just a minute.
Can see through the game.
The
statement of Mr. Rahul Gandhi is condemnable. I mean, shocking. Instead of saying that there's no place for violence or there's no place for people to take law in their own hand, he's supporting hooliganism.
Rahul Gandhi come in? Why did the ministry come in? Why did BJP members of parliament did not come in? You have sensible members.
No, just a minute, one by one, please. No, Sudhanshu, you've had your say.
That is judicially done by the police. So don't blame the government for what happens. And midnight crackdowns I was arrested at 1:30.
No, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Sir,
We don't want to go into past.
So
we don't want to go into the
let's
past.
debate an issue. Let's not politicize an issue.
Okay, quick response. Are you deliberately politicizing this issue?
We are not. You have FIR. You have the director reading out a note. It is not even, he's talking about torture. These are statements which are dictated from the INB ministry. He has been positioned there to neutralize the movement, and that is the objective. So if he plays with fire, he is bound to get hurt.
Okay. Yash, you have one question, and then I'll go to Om Puri. What is your question, Yash?
Sir, we have all seen photographs.
Yeah, just a minute, Sudhanshu.
I have one question. Just one question. Just one question.
Just a minute.
Rajdeep, these photographs are all over the social media.
Just one question I have.
Hooliganism is demonstrated by the
Can you allow me to talk? Stop covering news time with this.
You are being accused.
Yeah. The photographs very clearly show that the class was not broken by the students. Rajdeep, I need my time. One question.
Yes.
It shows that you have geared him. It shows that you are holding him captive. And don't deny it. Have the courage and have the guts to say, yes, we did it for a cause.
I need to speak, Rajdeep. You need to take time for me here.
Yes, please respond. Yes, respond. Yes,
yeah, my answer is very simple that the court today saw the video clippings very clearly, where for 7 hours over vada pav and chai, we were having peaceful discussions when the cops intervened. But that is not about the thing. That's how the government has been diverting this issue. You talk about problems at FTII. Which institution does not have problems? Why don't... I have one question, and I want all of you to answer this. Let the government and the ministry and Mr. Jaitley answer this. How does anything that you're talking about justify the government not coming out even once to establish how these 5 people, mark my words, not Gajen Chauhan, these 5 people are capable to be a part of the governing council and FTI society? How are these 5 people capable? When I say they're not capable, I show you court judgment. A court judgment questions the integrity of a filmmaker of Anaga Gaisas. Please give evidence as to how they are capable. As for yesterday's thing, it was not a gherao. We did not do anything. It was not unlawful. The police threw us out there by using force.
Okay, I want to ask Om Puri. Om Puri, you're listening to this. You've been very patiently listening to this. Are you today saddened that an institute which has produced the likes of you, Shabana, Azmi, and a number of others who've done extremely distinguished film careers is today caught in this ugly tutu meme and politics? Is today a sad day for you?
Definitely it is, because it has been going on for too long, and it's high time that it should be resolved. And as I said earlier in the beginning, that cinema students in the Film Institute, it's a very prestigious institute, it's a national institute, its purpose is not to cater the cinema as it exists today. Its purpose is to change the cinema for better.
Would you mediate?
To create better values.
Sir, if I may ask you, would you be willing?
So that the cinema takes risk.
So would you and other top alumni be willing to mediate? If the government said, Om Puri, Shabana Azmi, Raju Hirani, all of you come together on one side, students on the other, Gajendra Chauhan, sit across a table, would you be ready to help out? Would you and other actors be ready to help to end this impasse?
I think I'm not qualified enough to do that. As I suggested names earlier, which are much more experienced, which are much more articulate, they will be able to give you the right answers, I feel.
Dilip Tahil, are you ready to help out and mediate? Dilip, are you ready to help out and mediate?
Well, in whatever capacity I may be considered to be qualified to do it, I'd be glad to do it if you know, it seems fit, and if we can release this impasse and we can get some order going in the film institute. As Omji said quite clearly, it's very prestigious, and I agree that there should be knowledge of cinema and everything. But I think the film industry has dealt with Gajendra Chauhan in somewhat of an elitist manner.
Okay, so you
because you know in this business, let me finish, Rajdeep.
Yeah, go ahead.
In this business, the film industry isn't, and any industry across the world in the performing arts isn't the optimum environment for equal opportunity. So some people do get to succeed as actors, and some people are not as famous as perhaps they ought to be, or you know, maybe luck hasn't dealt them the right kind of thing. I can tell you that there are actors who have had moderate to very little success.
But it's not just about Gajen. Sir,
very famous directors.
Sir,
my point is.
Yes.
My point is that you should have, Gajendra should have been given an opportunity to be able to conduct his activities and to get his work done. And if he did not come up to the standards that were required, then by all means take a decision.
Okay. Well, the fact is,
however, right now it is a.
The fact is, it's no longer just about Gajendra Chauhan. The fact is, it's not just about Gajendra Chauhan anymore. It's the manner.
But that's been the trigger, Rajdeep. In my knowledge, in the last 2 or 3 months, that has triggered all the confusion.
It's a process.
Okay, let's leave it. Let's leave it. Yes, you wanted to say something, Ompuri.
The goalpost is being shifted.
Okay, you're saying the goalpost.
Is not a
Mr. Mittal, you're saying goalpost is being shifted. Let me give the senior most person a final word. 1 minute, Ompuri ji.
See, it shouldn't be a political appointment. It is an educational institute, and it should be treated that way.
Right.
You know, so it's a question of ego for the party, which it shouldn't be. It should be an educational appointment.
Right. It should be an educational appointment. Tragically, it's become a political appointment, and tragically, as a result, FTII has become a political battleground.
In the middle of the night.
Nagpur can't run Pune Film Institute.
No, just a minute. Just a minute. No, just a minute.
An institution which has seen 40 strikes.
Yeah, well, let's leave it there.
A chronicle striking community cannot invoke
in the past 15 years,
this
there was
is what
just
has
one
happened.
strike.
That is what is happening.
In the past
Let's be
15 years,
fair.
there was just one strike.
An institution, if it was serious
there was just one strike.
I will not take
I am going to ask my producer now. I'm not going to ask my producer.
There was just one strike.
I am asking my producer.
Stop misleading people.
Okay, let's leave it there. And I know, Tom Vadakan, when you say that Nagpur cannot run the FTII, you are obviously alluding to the Sangh Parivar. You need to give hard proof of that tomorrow.
Who are these gentlemen?
Who are you saying when the Congress was there in power, you did not have your people in film
Let me
institute?
tell you something. Sharmila Tagore was the censor board.
Yes.
She is not part of Congress.
Okay.
There are Shatrughan Sinha. There are good actors there.
Okay,
why don't they bring them?
Okay, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. The fact is that, as I said, this is a Mahabharat, and it's a Mahabharat that's playing out in television studios as well. It's time that Arun Jaitley perhaps intervened and found a solution now to FTII's crisis.